Hello world, I am Kronos. I hope everyone are doing good. Today, as always, when I say always, it's been 4 days, so I have been contemplating on what, when you do these sort of things like I'm doing right now, let's say I have nothing to talk about, right? Let's say today I feel like being alone, or maybe I'm uninspired and there's just nothing that ignites me, and there's nothing that I feel like I need to share. I'm just inside of my head or whatever, and I feel like I don't feel like sharing anything in particular. Nothing is, it's not, it doesn't feel like passion at that moment. And so when, if I do make a video, even though I don't feel like, even though there is nothing I feel like I should, so I'm making the video in order to make a video, in order to create content, because when the goal is to make content and not to actually give something that you feel like you need to be sharing, doesn't that make it unjust for the viewer, or, and doesn't it make you, the creator, fake in a way, or should I say a sellout, or maybe well, it does make you fake, because in a way, I mean, it makes you egoistic, right? I mean, if the goal is to create in order to create and not to give value, basically you're selling something. You're trying to get something, take something. You're not doing it for the right purpose, right? So if I feel like today I don't feel like doing a video and I don't have anything to talk about really, even though that's never really true. I mean, you can always find something, right, in a way, but for the sake of the argument and for the sake of reality, because in theory everything is, but in practice it's always different, right? Otherwise we wouldn't have to do tests for driving. We could just do it theoretically and get in a car, right? So if I do make a video, wouldn't it make me a sellout? Because I'm making the video in order to make a video, not in order to provide something. Or so what do? Do you not make a video? Maybe, I mean, I have 0 viewers right now, basically speaking to God. But when I do have, won't I be obligated in a way to be there for them if they find something in me that can help them? Am I not obligated to be there for them? That's how I feel. And when when you put yourself in that position and people reciprocate, I mean, it's a two-way street, right? It's not like, I mean, people don't owe you anything. Many creators, I don't think, appreciate their viewers so much. Many do, but many really don't. And they use them and they see them as views, you know, not as people. And they don't try to provide value, they try to provide usually cheap entertainment, so that because they know that's what people usually watch, and they just want as much viewers as possible so that they can gain well, not only money but a self-worth, right? Because if you need people to tell you how great you are all the time, clearly it's lacking inside of you, doesn't it? Otherwise you wouldn't need it. You would know when it comes from within, you don't need the approval from outside. So that tells you something about a lot of celebrities and YouTube famous people. You would say, it's notice. I mean, there's many different. Not all of them that are famous are like that, but most are, because that's what society picks too. That's what people like to watch. That's why most viewers are on the most unintelligent videos. They have the most views, and so that says something about society. I don't remember who said it, but he said something about, if you want to know a culture or a society, listen to their most popular songs. That will tell you a lot about a society. That's true. Remember back in the day when we had real music? Like, I mean, of course, we have that plenty now. It's just buried under so much trash usually that it's really hard to find. So I mean, the popular stuff is trash. It's been trash for a long time, right? That's what people buy, so that's what you will have at the top charts. So it's us. We pick with our time and our money. So who do we have to blame though, except us? Not that I'm saying that we should be looking for who to blame, but maybe we should, if we look at ourselves, you know? If it's self-blame, if it's because that's how you fix stuff. You want to fix the world, start with yourself, right? Jordan Peterson put it in a way, clean your room. You want to clean up the world, clean your room first. It's the same thing basically. It says start with yourself, where you live, which is here. Start with that. Clean that up, and then you can start cleaning, telling other people how to clean their stuff up. So if I don't make a video, right, if I decided today to say no, I'll just, doesn't feel right, and there is nothing to talk about for me today, and I don't feel like it, not making a video, wouldn't that be the truest, the most honest? And I'm saying this while making the video, but that's the irony of it. Thinking about it gave me the idea of this, like, what is, because it's all about your intention, really. If your intention is pure, because I do feel like this is interesting at the very least, to think about what is our intentions, because if our intentions are good, really good, like coming from a place of wisdom, not from ignorance, but even if they are from ignorance, if our intention is pure and we try to do good, is that not the most important part? Is that not the only important part, really? If we had to choose, you know? Of course, there are other important parts. But isn't that the most important? Because everything starts with intention, right? If I want to build something, well, my intention is to build that thing. If I want to destroy something, it starts with my intention, right? It's my intention to destroy it, to build it, to help, or maybe to destroy. It all starts with intention, right? And you might do harm while trying to do good, and you might do good trying to do harm. But if your intention is pure, well, your conscience is clear, and well, it's kind of hard saying don't act out of ignorance, because how do you know when you're ignorant? You're ignorant to your ignorance. So I think the number one thing is to ask questions and doubt yourself all the time, not in a way that is to lower your self-esteem, but in the way of don't be so sure of, even of yourself, like, because how Socrates, I think it's Socrates said it, I am the smartest man because I know that I know nothing, something like that. Be that, you know, doubt everything, only trust really your divine sense of when you know, like, it's a feeling, you know, and it's and trust your logic and trust your sense of being able to determine, but never, don't let it get to the ego. Don't let the ego take control, because that will be, that's when the problems start. That's when you stop looking at yourself and you start looking outside for solutions and for answers. So being true starts with intentions, and your behavior should be aligned with your intentions and your thoughts and your actions. That's what you would call well, to be real, to be genuine. And so back to the question, if I did make a video, like, what is the actual question? The actual question is, what are your intentions when you do whatever you do? And I ask this thinking about, how do I even call this video? You know, intentions, because it all started with me asking, but what if I don't feel like it? Doesn't it make me, if I don't feel like doing this today, I don't have anything to say, and I do it anyway, just to do it, you know? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. So I'll make a video, but I do have a commitment, right? So it's like a clash of, well, beliefs, really. So that got me thinking, and now here we are talking about intentions, because I had to keep it real with myself, you know, with my intentions. Why are you making this video right now? Are you honest about it? Are you honest about why you're making this video? Are you lying to yourself? And then I wanted to share that with you. So, unironically, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? But that got me the idea to make this video. And up until I started recording, I was thinking of talking about something completely different, which maybe I will talk about in the future, which is very interesting too. It's about, well, in short, a friend called me and he's going through a breakup, and we talked a lot about how to deal with it, what can we learn from it, and how to move on, etc., you know. And it got to a very deep conversation, which we usually have. We have a lot of about the meaning of all this, and relationships and love and ego, and so I was thinking of talking about that, but maybe another time. I was also thinking, like, So I made these videos, these few last videos. They were about 40 something minutes, right? And what is the rule on that? Like, am I supposed to make a, if I like talking right now and I'm done talking, do I continue to make it a certain length? And does that not make me like fake in a way, that like I'm trying to play like a fake, but like a maybe, or like an actor, you know, which is faking it, doesn't it? Like if I, so, and do I, and is there a reason, like consistency? I can do whatever I want, really. I can make a 20-minute video right now, but I guess it all depends on how I feel to keep it real. It's alright. That's some bars right there. So I guess there are no rules, because I mean, but if right now it's easy to speak, easy to say, because I have no real I have no views. I'm talking to myself, so it's me contemplating. This is like thoughts to myself, which is how I would like to think about this whole channel. Thoughts to myself, because I'm recording myself talking to myself, or recording my thoughts. Basically, instead of just thinking them, I'm putting it out there in case someone can resonate, right? So it's just my thoughts that I speak out loud, and it's like a not even 0.000.1%. It's just a tiny like everyone, right? And so I try to pick these thoughts that I do share and try to make sure that they are of value in a higher sense. We could be talking about anything. I mean, most YouTubers, I'm not gonna generalize, but think about the general, what people talk about. And I am not judging at all, right? But if we compare it, and because, and I love it, I watch it myself, right? It's not about that. It's about, if I want to speak about something and I want to spend my time doing something, I want to bring the best value that I can to my ability, you know. It doesn't really contradict, but when you, let's say, if you talk about like video games, I don't know, and I love video games, but if your channel is about video games and you're bringing entertainment to people, which is fine, but what, and you might be there is always deeper meaning, right? You could be helping people going through tough times coincidentally, but it's not like the intention of what you're doing. You're just sharing your experience playing because, one, you might be lonely and you want people to be there with you, you know. Two, you might be looking for You want to make it so that you're famous and make a lot of money. You want to be recognized. 3 or and 4, you want to feel like you belong, you know, and that what you are looking for, maybe a sense of worth, that what you're doing is worthwhile by having this community of people approving of what you do and who you are, and maybe that's like an insecurity issue, like a low self-esteem. There are many reasons that it could be. The point is, it's not because you're trying to, like, but you know what, I'm generalizing, because you could be generally trying to help people get better, for example. But is it really what you're doing? That's the real question. Like, is that what you're doing? Are you trying to help people? Are you trying to gain something for yourself? So that's the ultimate question. Like, what is the intention? Again, we're going back. What is the intention? So I refuse to be the, my intentions are clear and pure. So I have to be real about it 100%. So if those are my intentions, first of all, I will make the video when, but then again, I don't want to lie to myself and give myself excuses. Oh, I don't feel like making a video, so I won't make a video, because I don't want to use this as an excuse to not do it. I want to be genuine about it and keep my intentions pure when I do make it. It would be a lot, and it will be a lot easier in the future when I have feedback, hopefully, from people, and they will help me. Well, I will be able to sense, because if I'm here, I'm trying to provide something. It would be a lot easier if I knew what to provide. I would be glad to do that. And we could talk about, you know, anything. But fear not, there is plenty in my mind that we will discuss. It's all due in time. Saying that to nobody. Someday, I know you watching this, like if this will be interesting to look back at. Sitting in this chair, you know, and I know one day I'll look back at this and I'll be like, noob, whatever. But I'll be glad that I started. Yeah. I have to keep reminding myself why I'm doing this. Well, my intentions are to create a better future for my family, the world, and myself. I don't need much, I don't want much. so that will be easy to take care of. But for my family, for the world, there is endless to give. You know, imagine it's so good to have to be able to give. I wish that I had so that I can give. So that I wouldn't have to calculate everything, you know? You know, a lot of people feel the same way. So that motivates me to do this, and that's my intentions, and I keep reminding myself. I have to, as we talked about before, you have to find something you love and let that motivate you, because otherwise motivation will die down, you know. It has to be something deeper, something that it's really meaningful for you, and then you have to remind yourself, you keep reminding yourself of why you're doing this, you know. So ask yourself, what are your intentions? Whatever it is that you do, doesn't matter what you're doing. Whatever it is, what is your intention behind it? Your words, your actions, your thoughts. What are your intentions? Are they pure? But don't lie to yourself. Ask yourself and be honest, because you have nothing to lose, and you're talking to yourself, you're asking yourself this question. You don't have to worry about what other people think. Be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself, because otherwise you can't be honest with others, and then you're fake, and you might not even know it, and then you hurt people around you eventually, and yourself. Know thyself. Well, so we all make mistakes, and you can have the best intentions and still make an error. I mean, I talked about this earlier. That's okay. It happens, and you have to learn from it. I mean, you have an obligation to learn from it, right? Ignorance is a bliss, right? But you can't stay ignorant. You have an obligation to learn so that you don't do it again, right? Because then it becomes something you picked, right? It was ignorance, now it's from choice. It's chosen ignorance. So, and then communicate your intentions in a genuine way. Explain, because if your intentions are good, and you might have done something that your intentions were very good, but you hurt someone or you did some damage, and they might not accept your explanation. They might not see your good intentions. They might look at the results only and judge you and maybe fight you or maybe get mad at you or whatever, get hurt. Make sure they know your intentions, but don't let their reaction or their choice of what to focus on affect how you feel. Because as long as you know that you did your best and your intentions were pure, you have fulfilled your obligation to the universe. In a way, you as long as you learn from it, right? Because so you don't do it again. Even if so next time you do it, you already know that it might cause that effect, so you don't do it, right? Obviously, you learn from it. But as long as your intentions were pure from the start, you have nothing to worry about karmatically, right? But you have to do your best to not to get to that point, because when we get connected, we have an obligation to like, if you get close to someone, you should know them in a way that you will be careful not to hurt them because you love them, right? So if it comes from love, you will be careful. And things happen, but you do have some amount of control over it. You should know your wife is allergic to peanuts, right? Like you should know certain stuff. You will not give her something with peanuts, right? There is a certain obligation to know your other person, and if you're completely honest and true with yourself, you know what would hurt them. And I'm taking this romantic relationship example as an example. It could be any relationship. It could be someone on the street. If you walk up to someone and you're like aggressive to them, you should know that you might cause them to feel in a way that they might not like. Like, that's just logic, you just need to be an observer and observe yourself, how you behave, so that you can learn and fix if need be, and check yourself, and how you do that. You can, if you're completely ignorant to how you behave, look at how the world reacts to you, and the result of the fruit of your labor, so to speak. How people, because the world will reflect to you what you give to it. That's again with the intentions. So if your intentions are good, other people's intentions towards you might not always be good, but they mostly will be. The universe will give you back. So make sure your intentions are good. Well, I guess we know what the video is gonna be called. we are not perfect. That's the whole point of why we're here. We're all here to learn a lesson, right? So we'll make mistakes. That's the beauty of it. It's part of it. Otherwise, everything would be boring. So allow yourself to make mistakes too, and know that as long as your intentions are pure and you learn from it, you can forgive yourself. You can move on. You can, don't be stuck in the past, you know? You're human, and that's a part of the human experience. As long as you can learn from it and do better next time, and your intentions are good, then you're Gucci. You have nothing to repay for, you know? If your intentions are bad, and you know it. You know when they're good or not. And you know, we could keep speaking about this. I mean, giving cereal to your little child full of sugar, your intentions could be really good. You want them to have fun and smile. But at the same time, you're killing them, right? You're giving them processed, ultra processed sugars that they should not have in their bodies. We shouldn't, grown-ups shouldn't. So, and then they also lose their appetite for real food because they are so used to the sugar high, which is like a drug. But your intentions are good, so karmatically I can't blame you, right? But you're still doing damage. So how do you judge that? You have to go by intentions first, and then you come from a place of understanding too. If you want to explain to someone that he's harming his child, you can come from a place of love because you know that their intentions are good. So instead of judging them and hurting them, like trying to, instead you try to explain to them and educate them and help them understand so that they can do better, and then everyone are happier. We need to take care of each other from a place of love, and that starts with understanding instead of judgment, and that starts with thinking, which is hard to do, which is why most people judge. All right. On that note, thank you to myself for listening. I'm the only one. Thoughts to myself, yeah. So, I might call this, because I'm thinking of doing like segments, like doing like playlist or something, and this would be thoughts to myself, right? And then we could do other stuff. By we, I mean I. By I mean we. I, we. Alright, so until next time, keep your intentions pure. And remember, we are all gods. So fear nothing. See you next time.